What's going on, guys? So, today I want to tell you guys about 5 books every man should read. All right? I'm going to show you guys the books first of all, and I'm going to get straight to the point because some of you guys maybe just came here to see what books I recommend. So, I'm going to tell you guys first the 5 books that you should read and every man should have in their library. And next, after that, if you want to click out of the video, go ahead. But I'm going to tell you guys why it's important to read books and why it's important to educate yourself, all right? So, starting with this book right here, The Way of the Superior Man, all right? There you have it, The Way of the Superior Man. That's the first book. In this book, David Deida talks about, living true to your purpose, living as if your father was dead, and not basically a lot of us, we think about what our parents would think. We think about them in a judgmental way, and we think about our actions based on we want to impress them, right? So we want to impress them, so whatever we're doing, we factor that into it. Instead, if your parents were dead, which God forbid that ever happens, but if your parents were dead, how would you live? What is your true desires and what is your true purpose? And to align yourself with that in order to live true to your purpose. That's a quick little summary. There's a lot more to the book, but that's just a quick little summary, all right? Next, I want to talk about this book right here. Think and Grow Rich. All right? Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So basically, in that book, what he is talking about is how you can think about something and you can desire it with the most desire you've ever had in your life. And if you think about it long enough and you desire it long enough and you put your actions to match up with your thoughts and desires, and you desire that and you work on it for long enough, it can come to life. You can think and you can grow rich. So that is a quick little summary about what he's talking about in that book. Another book, I don't have this book physically, but this book you can go on YouTube. It's by the same guy, Napoleon Hill. You can go on YouTube and listen to the audiobook. It's about 4 or 5 hours and it's free. Okay? You don't have no excuse as to why you can't read it. You don't have the money. Well, everyone has YouTube, let's be honest. Unless you have a Nokia, which I doubt it, because you wouldn't be watching this video. So every guy should be able to at least listen to that book while you're in the car, while you're working out, whatever it is. It's called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. In that book, he basically talks about society and the secrets of society. He's interviewing the devil, metaphorically, the devil being society, the devil being schools and what they teach. Just everything in general. Churches, everything. They basically break it down and say the secrets to what is holding people back. And they break it down as if the devil were in a courtroom and he had to give out all the secrets to why and how he holds people back. All right. Next, this book right here, How to Win Friends and Influence People. In that book, Dale Carnegie talks about basically all the communication skills you need. He breaks it down perfectly. He helps you out. So if you feel like you are lacking to communicate, you are lacking to express yourself, to be more social, you can read a book like that. And that book will help you build your social skills. Because you can take what somebody has learned in years of their life and they put it all in this book for you, and you can download that into your brain and start applying it to your life. Next, I've really been loving this book. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. I would love to do business with Grant Cardone one day. This man is an inspiration, really. This man is inspiring. But what he talks about here, Grant Cardone came from nothing, right? And then one day it suddenly clicked. And I'm going to sum it up better than, he can sum it up for himself better than I can. But basically what I got from the book is about how everyone is setting their targets too small. So what the 10X rule is, you set your targets 10 times what you would normally set it. So let's say your goal is to make $1,000 a month. Instead of putting that goal to $1,000 a month, you set that goal 10 times higher. You set it at $10,000 a month. And even though some people might say that's unrealistic, even though some people might say you're crazy for setting it that high, you set that goal 10 times the amount of what you would normally set it at. And it's better to set it 10 times higher and end up coming up short on that than to set it up at your regular goal, $1,000, and then coming short on that. Because at least if you set it at 10,000 and now you made $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, right? Now you've surpassed the $1,000 a month. But guess what? Since you set the goal so high, the target is this big. The target is huge. Now it's impossible for you to miss. But since you're setting the target this small and you're shooting, it's a higher chance that you're going to miss the target. Why? Because it's so small. But if you set the target 10 times the amount of whatever it is you want to achieve, it's almost impossible for you to miss. Because if you come up short, you're still going to hit the target. Right? So now what I want to tell you guys is why it's important to read and why it's important to educate yourself. Because if you invest $20 into a book, $30, that's the average price of a book, $15. If you are willing to take those $15 and buy yourself some Chipotle or some Starbucks every single day, then you should have no problem buying that book. You shouldn't want to buy anything else. Well, let me correct myself, because you can buy whatever you want. So if you want to buy something else, go ahead. But if you listen to this advice and you apply it to your life will change for the better. Because when you start educating yourself and you start reading books, if you learn from these people, these are people who are living a better life than whatever it is you're living. So, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a better life. They could just know things that you don't know and lessons that you haven't learned yet. So instead of you wasting your time and going through life trying to figure out these lessons, you pay the $20. And guess what? There's going to be $1 million worth of game inside of one of those pages. All you got to do is stop being lazy, turn off Netflix, and flip through those pages for a couple hours. Read. Exercise your brain. And guess what? You're going to learn lessons that would have taken you way longer to learn. Because why? Because this person went through all these obstacles and overcame them and decided, hey, let me put it in a book to help someone else out. And now you can take all their information and learn from it and not have to go through it yourself. Does that make sense? All right, guys, like the video, comment down below, and subscribe.